Creatine is arguably the best studied and most effective performance enhancing supplement that exists. Supplementing with creatine has shown time and time again to significantly improve strength, power output, muscle size, and an array of other functions that we'll get into shortly. So the first of many though, the effects of creatine supplementation on strength. Short-term creatine supplementation has been reported to improve maximal power/strength by 5 to 15%. Work performed during sets of maximal effort muscle contractions, 5 to 15%. Single effort sprint performance by 1 to 5%. And work performed during repetitive sprint performance, 5 to 15%. Moreover, creatine supplementation during training has been reported to promote significantly greater gains in strength, fat-free mass, and performance, most reliably during high-intensity exercise. Creatine's effect on strength is facilitated by increasing the body's stores of phosphocreatine, which is then used during high-intensity exercise to produce ATP. Now, getting into the size, how does it increase size? What are the effects? The impact on performance is very clear. Creatine appears to also have inherent lean mass building properties that account for its impact on muscle size though, but a large amount of research is confounded with water weight gains, which I do want to dissect a little bit. So for example, it's going to get pretty extreme. One subject in the following study reported having a fairly consistent body mass throughout the previous year, and he experienced a 10.58 pound, 4.8 kilogram increase in body mass during the first week of creatine supplementation, 90% of which was accounted for by the increase in total body water. So a lot of people, when they think of creatine, they think, oh, it's bloating, bad, not good. I don't want that. People who know how a muscle functions though, and what contributes to muscular volume, size, strength, anti-injury, understand that this isn't necessarily a bad thing. So creatine's acute effects on muscle size are facilitated by drawing water into the muscle via osmosis, consequently increasing body weight and muscle size. But in addition to that, with the increased strength that creatine provides, heavier weights can be used in the gym, which provide more stimulus for growth, and consequently increases muscle accrual in the long term. For some reason, water retention is perceived to be bad by some when it comes to creatine, but the reality is it's typically helpful and in the muscle. So remember, water is the main component of the body and represents approximately 76% of muscle mass. So there's a reason why you can lift more and look more jacked when your glycogen stores are topped out. For every gram of glycogen stored in human muscle, there is a complementary approximate 3 to 4 gram amount of intramuscular water, significantly contributing to fullness and performance. And that leads to another mechanism by which creatine facilitates its effects on muscle size, which is its effect on glycogen storage capacity. So getting into the effects of creatine supplementation on carbohydrate-mediated muscle glycogen supercompensation. In a study with 14 recreationally active and non-vegetarian healthy men, age 26 on average, with no history of prior creatine supplementation, creatine and carbohydrate ingestion augmented post-exercise muscle glycogen storage compared to carbohydrate feeding alone. Creatine supplementation markedly augmented post-exercise muscle glycogen storage above placebo during a conventional carbohydrate loading regimen. The magnitude of glycogen resynthesis during the first 24 hours of supplementation was roughly 82% greater in the creatine group compared to placebo.